What is up? What is up, YouTube? Let me get my stuff together, man. I thought I was together. What's up, man? Hey, Uncle Mike is back at one of his favorite channels. My main man, Jamel, aka Jamal. Jamal, aka Jamil. Shout out to the brother. Huge Jay-Z and Jane Doe private deal is revealed. Oh, hell. My man be getting the info, man. Shout out to you. Jamil, hey, Jamil, you be getting some info, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Damn, I done blew your thing up. Yeah, I gotta hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Y'all go over there, check his channel out and everything. Hit that subscribe button over here. Hit that bell. Let's check it out. Oh, don't forget, man, the Music Recording Network stream. We got 3 channels. If you do a Google search on the Music Recording Network stream, scroll down a little bit, you see all 3 of them. We represent the world. One is by itself. One has the word stream written in yellow, and the other one has the live. Go subscribe to all 3 of our channels, man. Help support a brother in here working hard as he can. It's my birthday month, so for my birthday gift, subscribe to all 3 channels. Hey, without any further ado, let's check this bad boy out. How?
All right, welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for coming over now.
Okay.
As I said before, as the news comes out, I will try my best to react to it, cover it. This says, huge Jay-Z and Jane Doe private deal revealed.
What?
This is from TMZ. Look, man, I don't know what's about to be said in this video, but there was a lot of speculation that somebody got to her, to the Jane Doe. If this is the same Jane Doe we've been talking about, because...
How did they know her information if she's a Jane Doe? That's kind of scary, Buzbee.
The story was really weird. The father saying he don't know what the hell the daughter was talking about. Facts. It just seemed very odd and strange. So let's see what they got to say here, man. Yeah. Again, stuff is alleged, but hey, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Where my good tie? Where my good tie at, baby?
Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So this is crazy, but Tony Buzbee, who has filed a gazillion lawsuits against Diddy, not related to the criminal case, but filed all sorts of lawsuits. There have been a lot of issues surrounding him with, in particular, one woman who made a claim both against Jay-Z and Diddy.
Exactly.
Who then dropped the claim, and Jay-Z is...
And also remember, if you guys see any chops in here, it's because of certain words they say. I always have to give that disclaimer, because if they say certain things, I cannot leave that in the video. All right?
Yeah, facts.
Like SAR and yeah. Y'all know.
Yeah, I know.
Now suing that woman and Tony Buzbee for defamation. Well, Tony Buzbee says, you have no right to sue me. He has gone to court saying, Judge, dismiss this lawsuit against me because we had a deal, comma, bro, exclamation point.
What?
Just to be clear, the bro is not a quote from the lawsuit, but it is the tone of what Tony Buzbee is saying in these documents. He's saying that, when they agreed to drop, well, I shouldn't even use the word agreement. Well, that is the issue here, is that Tony Buzbee is saying he and Jay-Z and Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, had an agreement. And that agreement was that Tony Buzbee and the Jane Doe accuser were going to go into court and dismiss that lawsuit. And in exchange, that's the way he makes it seem in these documents, in exchange, Jay-Z would have his investigators back off the Jane Doe accuser. In these documents, they say that days after the lawsuit was dropped, investigators showed up at this woman's house.
Okay, so stop for a second. So explain this to me. I just heard what you said. Where in this agreement did it say
We're not
that
gonna sue
Jay-Z's
you?
not going to sue Tony Buzbee for defamation?
Yeah, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. And by the way, they're saying there was an agreement. To be fair, Jay-Z's side is saying there was
No
never
agreement.
an agreement.
But let's assume for a second there actually was. Let's say there was. Even though Jay-Z's team is saying BS. Let's say there was. Where does
You're right.
Tony Buzbee have a right to dismiss the defamation lawsuit because private investigators continued on the hunt for what they say is the truth involving the woman?
Right.
He may have a countersuit,
But
if there were an agreement.
grounds for dismissal.
It's not a grounds for
now,
dismissal.
we should say there are a couple of other things he put in there for the grounds of dismissal, which he says they sued in the wrong court.
Okay, well, that's a whole other thing. If they sued in the wrong court, they just refile in the right court.
Well, and this is not a straight up breach of contract kind of, you have to dismiss because that's what our contract said, but he is pointing out that there was this agreement. Now,
What
Jay-Z's
agreement?
lawyer-
What agreement?
I will explain. Jay-Z's lawyer describes this very differently. He says, look, I got a call from Tony Buzbee's lawyer who said he wanted to negotiate a dismissal. And I told him in no uncertain terms that Jay-Z would not negotiate any sort of settlement about this. However, that lawyer said, okay, we'll voluntarily dismiss the suit. And, you know, then your sanctions motion against us for all this bad behavior should kind of go away as well. He thinks that's what the agreement was, that you would walk away from trying to get sanctions against us, whereas Jay-Z's lawyer says, look, our
Wait a minute,
motion...
Hey, Derek, is that in his head? Is that in his head? Or...
Talk to me. Jamil, make
he
it
be
make
cutting
sense.
people off, don't he?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, you know, like, okay, say this wasn't something that was written, like a written agreement, but like one of those like handshakes, like,
Yeah.
I just still find it crazy though that it was dismissed. Why would you dismiss this if she's saying that her story is real? I told y'all before, if people are lying,
That's
if
something
these
different.
things are not true, there has to be some type of consequences. I said that.
Facts.
All right. You can't just be making up stories or trying to do money grabs.
And then
But on the
later
flip
on,
side of that, there's always the intimidation. Dealing with powerful people, how easy it is to pay people off. Allegedly, that's what's being speculated. That's what I'm saying. This is so weird and so strange. Is this going to prevent other people from speaking out? You know, are they trying to make an example of her? I don't know. At one point, it seemed sure, like it was promising. Now it's kind of like, I don't know what the hell is going on. But I think Buzbee is almost saying like we had a handshake agreement, and if that's the case, then it's easy for Jay-Z and them to say, nah, I don't remember agreeing to nothing.
You know, my understanding is usually if you really had an agreement, you put it in writing and you
just said
sign
that.
it.
And when they filed the dismissal,
Here's the paperwork, Your Honor. Here's the paperwork.
It is certainly not a negotiated settlement like that. There is no contractual deal that we can look at this paperwork. There's a series of phone calls and maybe emails, it sounds like.
What fakakta situation is it where a
These
lawyer
folks be
says,
lawyers.
you're not going to sue me, but we're not going to really put it in writing?
I just said that.
This is
not the way lawyers do deals. You're right about that. To rely on a couple of phone calls and handshakes, that's not the way lawyers do things. We write it down so that we can...
What like...
Buzbee, man, I keep saying, Buzbee's jumped out there with all that 1-800 number and did a press conference, had all these cameras and 120 cases and all this stuff. He filing papers in the wrong court. You filing where you don't even have jurisdiction to file at. All kinds of stupid stuff Buzbee doing, man. Everybody is like, dang, young, you came out the gate running hard. Come find out you just flopping all over the place. All over the place. I can't hear myself with these headphones on. He just flopping all over the place, man.
I'm telling you, that's why this seems very strange and odd, especially on Buzbee's part. Like, you gotta get that in writing, and that's what I'm saying. Like, something is just off about this.
About Buzbee.
Definitely, man.
Look to it and say you breached it down the road. So you're right, this is very loose and informal. If you really wanted to rely on that, probably should have gotten it in writing.
Well, and he's not even saying you agreed not to sue us. He never, I mean, if he's going to make the argument that there's an agreement, the agreement has to be you agreed not to sue us for filing the lawsuit in the first place.
You're right, although the spirit of the deal, according to that guy, was you drop it and you leave us alone.
Spirit. That law doesn't work that way with spirit. You know that, Derek.
Is it also, can I just ask you guys, as attorneys, I'll ask you, is it weird for an attorney like Tony Buzbee to try to broker something with Jay-Z where Tony Busbee's client is going to drop her lawsuit and Tony Buzbee is going to get some benefit from it?
Not weird. I mean, this happens all the time.
But
where there's
why would Tony Buzbee get some? Why should he benefit from
malicious? Because the argument is malicious prosecution, and that's what Jay-Z said from the jump in this case.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, lawyers do this a lot, where lawyers will say, look, let's have a mutual dismissal and we agree not to go after the other party in the future. They've done, I mean, that's not uncommon. It's just, that's not this case.
My point is that it's almost like Tony Buzbee, according to Jay-Z's side, was using his client in order to get some benefit for himself, which is, don't go after me in court and my client will drop her suit.
Well, no. It could be, look, I mean, here's the way it could have worked. That Tony Buzbee could have said to Jay-Z's lawyer, look, we're going to have we will dismiss with prejudice, but you agree not to file a malicious prosecution lawsuit because that could be against the lawyer and the client. So agreed not to file against either of us, and we'll go about our merry way.
But that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
And Jay-Z's side said there was no deal whatsoever. Just to be clear, Jay-Z says he did not settle this at all. He did not pay 1 cent to that Jane Doe accuser.
Never made an agreement with him.
And never made an agreement.
And even if there was this agreement, it doesn't make sense. It's not going to get dismissed.
Hi, my name is Kyra, and I'm from Columbus. I think that Tony Buzbee is probably doing what my mother used to say, writing a check you can't cash. This is a game you don't want to play with somebody who has endless amounts of resources. And when you're coming with these type of very damaging claims, you have to have proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And he should know that as a lawyer. So good luck, Tony. But it sounds like you might be getting sued, brother.
Yeah.
See ya.
Well, he's getting sued.
He's already getting sued. He's not getting out of it.
He's not getting out of it for this. Okay, I love this next story.
That's crazy, man.
Wow, man.
That's crazy, man.
Like, this is why I been watching so many videos. And as new information come out, I try to watch and watch and watch. That's why it's been so many videos on my channel, because like I said, every day or every other day is something new.
Wow.
Now they're
Every
saying
day.
that Jay-Z said he did not pay her any money. I'm just saying, when she said her story and then the father,
Right.
that's when it got weird. When the father got involved and said what he said. Because I'm like, ain't no way a father is going
To pick their kid up.
to allow this from the daughter to be going here and I'm about to pick you. It just sound really weird. Really weird. And they're saying, you know, for Buzbee to take on this case and not do all of his due diligence to really investigate, it is very odd and strange, man.
And plus,
Very odd and
Buzbee-
strange. All I can to say to end this video is, I hope there were no lies being told. on both parts. Like if she's telling the truth and they allegedly got to her, it's gonna suck because we'll never find out what the truth is. You know? If she was lying, it's like we still won't know because that's that.
Yeah, you're right.
Let me look at the little comments here.
This is crazy, man.
Why did Jay-Z need a private deal if he's innocent?
That's what kills me right there. If she's a Jane
Doe, people
Doe,
saying,
if she's a Jane Doe, how did they find her?
A private deal when it's been everywhere over the internet? Yeah.
Somebody paid some big money to get her name and address. That's a fact. She's a Jane Doe, and how they somebody from the law firm.
A lot of people are still saying in the comments that, you know, that she was paid off.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll ever know, man. I don't think we'll ever know, to be honest. This is tough. Cause I could see I just hope we don't see a pattern of this. Dismiss, like the whole Diddy situation. You know? Like, share, comment below. Peace out.
I also think that again, man, her being a Jane Doe, two weird things. Just like Jamil said, the father going to pick her up, and the father saying, I don't remember none of this. If you are a dad, especially to your little baby girl, if you're a dad and you had to go pick your daughter up from a long way from home late at night, she ain't had no business being out, you gonna remember that. We ain't even gonna talk about the R if something happened to her. What make it so bad, as soon as she get in the car, I know something wrong, other than the fact that you ain't had no business being out this late. I know something else is wrong. I can tell, because I know you. I know my people. What's going on? Now all of a sudden you doing this lawsuit. Yeah, Dad, remember that day you picked me up? Nah, I don't remember that at all. Nah, that can't be it. That can't be it at all. Yeah. So look here, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think. The father not picking her up is weird. And also she's a Jane Doe. Don't nobody supposed to know who she is. How come Jay-Z people is knocking on her front door? That's weird. Somebody at the Buzbee law firm took a bribe, gave the information up to somebody, and never said anything. If I was her, I would have said the same thing. No, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. Yeah, I would have did the same thing. Strangers coming to my house. I was supposed to be a Jane Doe. And I would have got on the phone and told Buzbee, somebody just came to my house. How you get the information? Gotta be through you. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.